Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. As you probably know, it's that time of year again for the Sephora sale. So I just wanted to go over my all-time favorite products, my recommendations for the sale. I actually picked out like my top 6 products of all time. I didn't want to like inundate you with a bunch of different product recommendations. I know there's a lot of videos like this. Everyone's kind of giving their 2 cents on what they recommend, so I really just wanted to narrow it down on my ride or die products and things that I would recommend to literally anyone time and time again. So let's go ahead and get started. First product is the Slip Tint. I know it's already a very popular product. A lot of people really love this, and for good reason. It's beautiful, especially if you love that very like glossy, glowy skin like I do, very healthy looking skin. I feel like it has the perfect amount of coverage for every day. It's not a crazy amount of coverage, it's not like too little of coverage. A lot of skin tints I feel like are almost nothing, but this you actually get a little bit of that coverage, so kind of evens the skin tone out, makes everything just look nice and even, and it still looks very, very natural, which I love. But then it's very versatile as well, so you can just wear it by yourself, put it on with your hands, and literally put it on your skin and go. You don't even need any other products if you just want to like a little bit of coverage. Or you can wear it as like a full foundation and just layer your favorite concealer over top. Anything. I found pretty much layers over this. I've never had an issue with it working with other products at all. So you can definitely take it to a fuller coverage and just add that coverage where you need without wearing like a very full heavy foundation. So I just think it's beautiful. It's one of those products that I can always count on to look good. It obviously looks beautiful when I'm having like a clear skin day, but I also can trust it to look good if I'm having a breakout as well. It doesn't like stick to the breakouts or like make them look more visible. And then like I said, I can just add concealer where I need, but it just always looks pretty. I can always count on it looking good. And I like using it with my hands, like I said, my fingers. Otherwise, a beauty blender is really pretty, like a wet beauty blender. And then I just recently started using it with a brush as well, and it works just as well with that too. So my normal shade is usually 3. I like the little bit of bronze that it gives. It makes me feel like a little bit more warm, a little bit more awake. But I did have to go down to 2 for the winter. So I have 2 different shades so I can make sure that I'm always able to wear it because that's how much I love it. Next thing, if you watch my channel, you will not be surprised whatsoever. It's the Nars Laguna Bronzer bronzing cream, I guess it's called. And I have this in the first shade because I'm obviously fair skinned, and it's just basically the perfect bronzer, I would say. I love creams, so if you're definitely into creams, I think you'll really love this. I pretty much only use like cream and liquid products nowadays, unless it's like a setting powder or I'm like topping off my bronzer and blush with powder bronzer and blushes to kind of set them or make them pop even more. And as an avid cream wearer, this is my #1 pick. So it's just the perfect shade that you can wear by itself. So it gives you a little bit of contour, but also some bronze. So it's that nice like middle neutral, I would say. It's not leaning towards any side, so it's not like a contour where it's super cool, and it's not a bronzer where it's super, super warm. It's right in the middle, so you can just pop it on every day for a little bit of color, a little bit of definition, and it adds just the perfect amount of like depth and just a little bit of warmth, and I feel like it just always looks good. And if you only like a couple steps in your makeup routine, it's kind of just one of those staples that you don't need to add anything on top of it. This is just like your one bronzer, and I feel like that would be all you need for every day. Also very blendable, of course, very creamy, not drying at all. It definitely has a good pigment. You can definitely see it on the skin. It doesn't like blend out to nothing, but it blends out really easily, like a couple like pats or swipes on the cheeks, and it's completely blended in. Never gets patchy or anything like that, so I just love this bronzer so much. I'll keep telling everyone to buy this. And it smells like candy, I feel like Smarties or something. So if you haven't tried this yet, I feel like you need to. Next thing is the Ilia Multistick. Specifically, I love the shade Dreamer. This is like my perfect everyday shade. It's like a warm, like it's almost like a terracotta-y color. So on me, I feel like it just looks like an everyday blush, like cheek color, like a very natural color, but gives me that color in my cheeks. It's kind of like a warm and like sultry color. And I kind of feel like it's just like my shade. I also do have the shade Olive Me as well. It's a very similar color, but it's more pinky and a little bit lighter than the Dreamer one, and really pretty as well. But I just love the formula of these. Again, just like the Nars Bronzer, it just blends out so easily. So I literally just swipe it, like 1 or 2 swipes on the cheeks, and either tap my brush or my beauty blender, and it blends out really nicely, but it has like a nice pigment to it so you can actually see it again, and just gives you a little bit of life in your cheeks. I mostly use these as blushes, but they're called multi-sticks because you can obviously use them anywhere. Once in a while I will use it on my lips as well, but you can use it wherever you kind of want a little bit of color. And again, it's just a good like tried and true formula, easy everyday formula that I know is gonna work every single time. Like I think I would get every shade in this if I could and I wanted to spend the money. I also just love Ilia as a brand as well because their products are a lot cleaner as well, so love those. Next one is actually a brush. So it's the Merit brush. I think they just call this the #1 brush. But I honestly didn't think I would ever like a brush as much as I like this brush. But it's just such a multi-use brush. I could literally throw away all of my brushes. Maybe I would want like an eyeshadow brush. But other than that, I could just use this every day. It works with all the products that I've mentioned so far, plus powders as well. And it's like just the perfect density, the perfect shape. It's a little bit like tapered, and it's soft as well, not pokey at all. And I just love the little packaging as well. I know there's brushes like this. Like I believe Hourglass has one, almost the like same exact. I've never tried it though, but I just know this one brush, if you really just want to like simplify your routine, especially if you like a lot of creams like I do and want one brush that's able to do just so many different things, this is definitely the one. So any skin tint, any tinted moisturizer, any foundation, whether it's like liquid or cream, I use this with. It's perfect for my cream, any cream bronzers, any cream blushes, liquid blushes. I use this a lot with like the Rare Beauty blushes, which is another favorite of mine. Cream or liquid highlight. And then I've even used this for like setting powder when I didn't have anything else, or I was just being lazy and just grabbed this, because you can like dip it into your powder and then just pat like that and set in your makeup as well. So if you're needing like a brush that does everything, you will not be disappointed whatsoever. Again, a ride or die product, and I take this everywhere with me pretty much. I'm not a huge eyeshadow wearer. I like a lot of one and done shadows that I can kind of just like swipe on with my finger, and I tend to just like a more natural eye day to day. Usually I just like put a little bit of bronzer in the crease, but when I do want to add a shadow, this is the palette that I always go for. And it's not even just this specific palette. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Eye palette. Smoky eyes are forever. I've talked about this multiple times on my channel, but it doesn't even have to be this specific palette. I would just say Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadows in general are my favorite. So this one specifically does have like a lot of shadows to choose from. It has 4 different kind of sections, so like different looks, and then of course you can like mix and match throughout the different sections. The mattes work really well as well, but I usually go for the shimmery shades because they're such good one and done shadows. So they're so sparkly. They look like wet on the lid in like a good way. And you can just take them with your finger and apply them on the lid, and just using one shadow looks so pretty. They're pretty just foolproof, and there's just not much that you have to do to make them look pretty. So they're good shadows if you like a little bit of sparkle, if you like that like wet kind of glistening really pretty look on the eyes, and especially if you're like just getting into shadows. Like I feel like these can never look bad, and they're pretty foolproof like I said. So I obviously like quick and easy, so this is perfect for me. And then even if you want to use multiple of the shadows, even if you just use all shimmer colors and don't just want to do like a one and done. Again, very easy to make it look good even if you're like not good at shadow or don't really know what you're doing. I feel like it's pretty hard to ever mess it up, and they're always just gonna look really, really pretty on the eyes. So I know they definitely have smaller palettes than this. I got this actually in a mystery box from Charlotte Tilbury, but I'm glad I did because I always wanted to try their shadows, and now they're my favorite. So obviously they're a little bit more expensive, but you can get a smaller palette than this, and then during the sale, it's perfect time to pick one up, and they're gonna last for a really, really long time, and I just feel like you're gonna get a lot of use out of them. Very, very pretty shadows. My very last product I want to talk about, because again, something I'll just repurchase over and over, ride or die, complete staple in my makeup collection, are the Charlotte Tilbury lip liners. I started with just the little Pillow Talk lip liner. Again, a very popular product. I think this is the medium shade, like Pillow Talk medium, I want to say. But I am wearing it now. Really, really pretty, more pinky, I guess you could say like mauve-y shade almost, but really pretty everyday color. And then I just picked up this shade as well. This is Iconic Nude, another really popular shade, but for good reason, because they're both really good shades for every day. But this one is more of like a brownie nude. I wanted something a little bit cooler, a little bit more brown, but the formula of these, you just can like never go wrong. I like that they stick around. They definitely like are long lasting, long wearing. I started to pretty much line my lips and fill in most of my lips with these because they last on my lips for so long. So even if I like line my lips, fill in a little bit with them, and then put a lipstick on top, usually I have it where the lipstick starts to wear off, but then this is still underneath, so at least I have some color, like if I'm going to a wedding or something like that. But they just last so long, and they're very comfortable, not drying at all. And these two shades especially are just perfect everyday shades, and I think for like all skin tones as well. I definitely have a couple other lip liners in my collection, but I feel like none of them are as like easy to use, long wearing, comfortable, and as good of like just good everyday shades as these. And it's crazy how much lip liner does like add to the overall look. For the longest time I wasn't a lip liner wearer, but it does add something, just gives you that definition. I do not have like big full lips or anything, but it adds a little bit of something, gives you that shape, and really defines your lip line and kind of just elevates your makeup a little bit more. Okay, so those are my top Sephora sale recommendations. I of course have many other favorites, many other products that I really love. But if you were to ask me like my top favorite products that I would 100% recommend to anyone and think really anyone would love, it would definitely be these 6. So I hope that helped a little bit. Like I said, I know there's a lot of people giving the recommendations, but these are products that I've been using for a very long time. And if you've been interested in any of these things and just haven't like pulled the plug on them yet, I really do think you will like them, and during the sale is the perfect time to grab them, try some new things out, and save some money as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely give it a like if you did, and subscribe to my channel to see more videos from me, and I will see you soon for another new video. Bye!